Hello, this is Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Tonight we're going to start the 1978 playoffs, Major League Baseball AL playoffs. Unfortunately, the Red Sox fell just short of the Yankees, as they did in the actual season. This time there wasn't a one-game playoff, but it came down to the wire still. It was pretty close at the end. Very similar finish. The Red Sox winning their last, I think, 8 or 9 games, and the Yankees were able to fend them off. In reality, the Red Sox were able to tie the Yankees, and then they had that infamous one-game playoff, but there was no one-game playoff, although Bucky did play a role in helping the Yankees defeat the Indians in order to get into the playoffs in one of the last games there, pretty much the clinching game. So anyway, we're going to be doing the playoffs from 1978. Same matchup as it was in real life. Mr. Brody is there with Purple Monkey there. Mr. Brody's licking his chops there, getting ready to start the game. And we're going to play as the Kansas City Royals, trying to defeat the Yankees, in which reality the Yankees were able to defeat the Royals and go on to the World Series and to win that series. They were able to defeat their Kansas City Royals by a score of 3-1 in the best of 5, as it was back in 1978. So we are going to replay that here. And again, like I said, I'll be managing the Kansas City Royals. Not the same pitching matchups as in the actual season, the actual playoff game, at least to start with anyway. It was Jim Beattie against Dennis Leonard in the actual game. And in this game, it's going to be Ron Guidry against Dennis Leonard. So the Yankees did win this game 7-1 in reality. So we're going to try to rewrite history here. And without further ado, let's get this game underway. And we've been playing a lot of our new series, Kenchi. So we really haven't played a lot of baseball, taking a little break after finishing the 78 season. But anyway, we decided to start the playoff series tonight. And I think we're also going to finish up the National League. We played to the end of August there, and the Los Angeles Dodgers have a sizable lead in the West. In fact, I believe they won 89 games through the end of August, so we may end up playing some, if not all, of those Dodger games to see how many games they can win in actuality. They'll definitely be performing way above their actual wins anyway, so we're going to see if we can get them over 100 wins and see how many they can win, and see if they can get to the World Series against the Yankees, or hopefully the Royals. Anyway, without further ado, let's get this game underway.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
So, all right. So the New York Yankees here visiting the Kansas City Royals at Kansas City. Unfortunately, they do not have the stats from the playoff season that we just did. Even though we did go to create playoffs, but for some reason it did not take over those stats. I kind of wish it would have, just to show how they did in the replay compared to the actual season. But anyway, if you watch that recap video on the night of the season, if you haven't yet, you may want to watch that before watching this, because that kind of gives all the totals of the leaders anyway, if not all the team, all the players, but of these significant leaders in most of the stat categories from pitching and batting. But anyway, if not, we'll start this series here, get it going. And it kind of looks like it used the same, not the actual lineups, but very similar lineups. It looks like all the players are there, just the batting order was different, at least for the Yankees anyway. We'll take a look at the Royals batting order when we get to that. But anyway, Mickey Rivers will bat first and play center. Brian Doyle is the second baseman batting second. He actually batted eighth in the actual game. Thurman Munson behind the plate will bat third. He batted third in the actual game. Reggie Jackson is the DH batting cleanup. In reality, Jackson was the DH batting fifth in the actual game. Chris Chambliss, the first baseman, will bat fifth. He batted sixth in the actual game. Greg Nettles, the third baseman, hits sixth. He did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He actually batted fifth in the actual game. Lou Piniella, the right fielder, will bat seventh. He actually batted cleanup in the actual game. Roy White, the left fielder, bats eighth. He batted seventh in the actual game. And finally, Bucky Bleepin' Dent will hit ninth and play short, and he did actually bat ninth in the actual game. So that's the lineup for the New York Yankees against Dennis Leonard. Dennis Leonard was 21-17 on the actual season with 3.33 earned run average, 295 innings pitched, 283 hits allowed, 78 walks, and 183 strikeouts, and with 27 home runs allowed. So the defense behind Leonard is going to be Wilson in left, Otis in center, and Cowens in right. Amos Otis had an excellent season in the replay, among the league leaders in many categories. Brett, Patek, White, and Hurdle in the infield. And John Wathan is behind the plate. So actually, Darryl Porter actually started the game for the Royals in the playoff game. The rest of the outfield, let's see here. Wilson, Otis, and Cowens. Steve Braun actually started the game in left in the actual game. And everything else was the same there. In the infield, Brett, Patek, White, and Hurdle. In the actual game, Pete Lecoq started at first, and Clint Hurdle came on the pinch hit later on. Other than that, it looks like it's pretty much this. Everybody else was the same. Other than, like we said, Wathan was Darryl Porter behind the plate. So, all right, so let's get this game underway. So Rivers steps in. Rivers hit .265 in the actual season with 11 homers and 48 runs batted in. Leonard looks in for the sign from Wathan. Here's the windup in the pitch. It's going to be off the 4 column. And that is going to be a strikeout as Rivers goes around. Larry Barnett, the infamous Larry Barnett from the 75 World Series fame, is behind is calling balls and strikes. All right. So 1 down now for Brian Doyle. Brian Doyle comes in, hit just 192 on the season with no homers and no runs batted in. I believe Willie Randolph was injured for this game. So that's why he is not in the actual game and he's not in the replay game here. So Doyle looks in for Leonard looks in for the sign from Wathan. Here's the windup in the pitch. It's going to be off the 4 column. And that's going to be a back-to-back strikeout, swing and a miss. So good start for Leonard and the Royals as the first 2 Yankees are set down. That'll bring up Thurman Munson. Munson hit .297 with 6 homers and 71 runs batted in the actual season. Leonard kicks and delivers. It's going to be out the 3 column. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Patek up with over to first. And the Yankees go in order in the first. So after 1/2, the Yankees nothing and the Royals coming up. So the Royals get their hands full with Cy Young Award winner Ron Guidry on the hill. Guidry was 25-3 with a 1.74 earned run average, 274 innings pitched, 187 hits allowed, 72 walks, 248 strikeouts, and 13 home runs allowed. So the Royals are going to have to hopefully get a lot of rolls off the batter's cards in order for them to have a chance against Guidry, as he has an excellent card. So the lineup for the Royals is going to be George Brett, the third baseman, will hit first, followed by Hal McRae at DH. Let's see here. Let's check the order here for the actual Royals in the actual game. In the actual game, Steve Braun led off and played left field. So George Brett batted second in the actual game. Hal McRae, the DH, bats second. Hal McRae was the DH, but he batted sixth in the actual game. Amos Otis, the center fielder, will hit third, which he did in the actual game. John Wathan will bat cleanup, be behind the plate. In the actual lineup, it was Dale Porter batting cleanup behind the plate. Batting fifth, Al Cowens, the right fielder. In the actual game, Al Cowens batted seventh, played right field. Batting sixth, Clint Hurdle, the first baseman. In the actual game, it was Pete Lecoq batting fifth at first. Frank White, the second baseman, bats seventh. Frank White batted ninth in the actual game, played second. Brady Patek, the shortstop, will hit eighth and play short. Play short. He batted seventh in the actual game, and rounding it out would be Willie Wilson, the left fielder, batting ninth in the actual game. As I said before, it was Steve Braun, the left fielder, who bat leadoff in the actual game. So that's the lineup for the Royals. The Yankees' defense is White in left, Rivers in center, Pinella in right. The infield is Nettles, Denton, Doyle, and Chambliss, and behind the plate is Munson. So Brett steps into the box. He's hit .294 in the actual season with 9 homers and 62 runs batted in. Here's the windup and the pitch by Guidry. It's going to be off the 5 column. And just like the Yankees started out, the Royals start off with a strikeout. So next up is the DH, Hal McRae, hit .273 with 16 homers, 72 runs batted in. Here's the windup and the pitch by Guidry. And McRae's going to get a chance here. He's going to get one in the wheelhouse. And that's going to be hit between White and Rivers. That's going to go to the wall, as Rivers cannot quite reach it. So McRae will reach with a 1-out double. So the Royals with a runner in scoring position and 1 down. Well, but Amos Otis up to the plate now. Like we said before, he had an excellent season in the replay, hitting .298 for the actual season with 22 homers and 96 runs batted in. So a chance for Otis to put the Royals on the board early here. It's going to be off the 3 column. And that's going to be a ground ball to Dent at short. Spins on the first and gets him, as McRae will hold at second. So it'll be up to John Wathan if the inning is going to continue. Wathan hit an even .300 with 2 homers and 28 runs batted in the actual season. So it's going to be off the 3 column. Chance here to put the Royals on top. And he's going to get a base hit up the middle, and McRae will come around the score. And the Royals will take a 1-0 lead. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry, he won't, as McRae is going to be held up at third for some reason. So that'll put runners at the corners with 2 down. And it brings up the right fielder, Al Cowens, .274 hitter on the actual season with 5 homers and 63 runs batted in. Let me just check here. Looks like he got a different average here, so I'm trying to think if that's the his replay stats, which they are not. Okay. Alrighty, so Al Cowens steps into the box. Guidry looks in for the sign, looks at the runners, kicks and delivers. And doesn't look like he's going to get the job done here, as he pops out the Doyle at second. So Royals are unable to score despite having runners on first and third. McRae probably should have scored, but he must have stumbled somewhere or not read the ball right. But he should have been off with the crack of the bat, but he's unable to score, and after 1 full, it's no score. So Reggie Jackson up now. Jackson hit .274 with 27 homers and 97 runs batted in. Jackson had an excellent replay. among the league leaders in many categories. So Leonard kicks and delivers. And that's going to be hit to White. As he's able to catch it in short right field for out number 1. So that'll bring up Chris Chambliss. Chambliss, 274 hitter on the season with 12 homers and 90 runs batted in. Leonard kicks and delivers. And he'll get his third strikeout. Called third strike. So 2 down now with the bases empty for Greg Nettles. Nettles hit 276 with 27 homers, 93 runs batted. Here's the windup in the pitch, and he'll get one in the wheelhouse here. And he's going to give this one a long way. Only a 10% chance on that split, but he nails it. And he will put the... Oh, wait. Counts is back at the wall, and he can't get it. And that's going to be a home run for Nettles, just out of his reach. And the Yankees are on top 1-0 on the homer by Nettles. So that'll bring up Lou Piniella. Piniella hit 314 with 6 homers and 69 runs batted in. He'll get one to hit here too. And that's going to be hit. That one's going to be off the wall. It's going to take a weird bounce off the wall. He's going to round second and digging for third. And he'll end up at third with a triple. So that'll bring up Roy White, the number 8 hitter. 269 with 8 homers and 43 runs batted in. And that is going to be hit over the head of Otis. That's going to go to the wall. Piniella will try it home. And that'll give the Yankees a 2-0 lead. As White ends up at second with a stand-up double. So 3 hits in a row after Leonard had retired the first 5 Yankees. So that'll bring up Bucky Dent, 243 with 5 homers and 40 runs batted in. Off the 5 column. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Otis should have this one. And charges, dives for it, and makes the catch. So the Yankees plate 2. And after 1.5, it's 2-0 New York. So that might be all Guidry needs there, is those 2 runs. Clint Hurdle will lead it off for the Royals in the bottom of the second. 264 hitter with 7 homers and 56 runs batted in. He gets one in the wheelhouse here. And he'll lay off of it, and it'll be called ball 4. As Guidry can't believe it. Guidry thought that was for sure strike 3. So Hurdle is on to lead it off for the Royals in the second. It'll bring up the number 7 hitter, Frank White. 275 with 7 homers, 50 runs batted in. Chambliss will hold on Hurdle. It's going to be out the 6th column, and that's going to be a fly ball to left. White one-hands it for out number 1. As Hurdle heads back to first. Next up, the little general there, Freddie Patek. Patek comes in hitting 248 with 2 homers and 46 runs batted in on this for the actual season. Off the 5 column, and that's going to be a range check on Munson. Looks like he'll get to it. And he'll make the catch for out number 2. Oh, actually, not a catch, sorry. It was a dribble in front of the plate. But they do get the lead runner as Patek is able to reach on the fielder's choice. So now 2 down now for Willie Wilson. Willie Wilson hit just 217 with 16 runs batted in 78. It's going to be off the 1 column, and that's going to be a fly ball to center. Rivers backpedals quickly up with the glove and makes the catch. So it remains 2-0 New York after 2. So top of the order, Rivers, Doyle, and Munson will come up against Leonard here in the 3rd. Rivers struck out his first at-bat. And it's going to be a range check on Hurdle. Hurdle is below average range. And it looks like it's going to be a base hit. And he's got a high error rating too. But it looks like it's just going to go past him into right field. So Rivers will reach with a leadoff single here in the 3rd. Rivers is a threat to steal, so Has good speed at first. Hurdle will hold him on. That'll bring up Doyle. Brett and Hurdle are going to play in on the grass, as Rivers cannot seem to get a good lead off Leonard. But it looks like he's going to go anyway. So we're going to definitely try to throw him out here. And he is out on a bang-bang play. So Rivers is caught stealing for out number 1. So Doyle up now, struck out in his first at-bat. Grounds this one to White at second, up over to Hurdle for the second out of the inning. That'll be at Munson. Munson grounded out in his first at-bat. Hits this one to center. Otis is there. Routine fly, ranges over and makes the catch. So after 2.5, it's New York 2, Kansas City nothing. Top of the order, Brett will lead it off. It'll be Brett, McRae, and Otis against Guidry here in the second. Brett struck out in his first time at the plate. He gets rid of the wheelhouse here, though, and gives this one a good shot to right center field. No one's going to get that. Rivers tracks it down, and Brett will end up with a stand-up double. So leadoff runner in scoring position for the Royals. That'll bring up the tying run, Hal McRae. McRae could tie up this game with one swing of the bat. Oh, he's going to have tough off of this column. Not going to be able to here. And he'll swing and a miss. He was trying to, but he strikes out for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Otis, who grounded out in his first at-bat. Grounds this one back to Guidry. Over to Chambliss. As Brett will hold at second. So 2 down now for John Wathen. Singled in his first at-bat. Grounds this one to Patek at short. To Dent at short. Dent above average range. Oh, and he won't get to this one, though. That should bring the run home. Hopefully it will this time. No. Actually, it trickles off Dent's glove into short left field. But he's able to get it quickly, and Brett is held at third. So once again, on a base hit, the Royals are unable to get the runner home from second. Let's see if they can. Inning not over yet, though. Cowens with another shot here. He popped up in his first at-bat. And, oh, man, that is going to be a pop-up to Dent. Calls everyone off and makes the catch. So once again, the Royals get a base hit with a runner in scoring position, but cannot bring the run home. And after 3 full, it's 2-0. Yankees. So Jackson lead off. He lined out in his first at-bat. He's lined up in the pitch. That's a fly ball hit to center. Otis ranges to his right and makes the catch. So the Royals squandering 2 opportunities to tie. That would have tied the game against Guidry. You can't waste too many opportunities here, especially not against an ace like Guidry. So Chambliss up now with 1 out. And he's going to give this one a ride to right. Cowens on the run. Going back at the fence. And hauls it in on the warning track. So 2 down now for Greg Nettles. Got the scoring started off with a home run. A solo home run back in the second. And it's going to be a ground ball to Brett. It's going to be a range check on Brett. He'll get to it. And make the play over to Hurdle to end the inning. So after 3.5, it remains the Yankees 2 and the Royals nothing. Hurdle will lead it off. It'll be Hurdle, White, and Patek if anybody gets on Wilson. So Hurdle walked in his first at-bat. Grounds this one to Dent at short. It's going to be a range check on Dent. He'll get to it. And make the play over to Chambliss for the first out of the fourth. So they bring up Frank White, flew out in his first at bat. Flies out again, this time to Rivers for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down in the Royals' fourth brings up Freddie Patek. Patek hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. And he'll fly out to Rivers to end the inning. So after 4 full, it remains New York 2 and the Yankees. New York 2 and the Royals nothing. So the fans pretty quiet here in Kansas City. Gonna bring up Lou Piniella against Dennis Leonard here in the 5th. Piniella tripled and came around the score his first time up. This time grounds out to Patek, scoops it up over to first for 1 up and 1 down. White up now. He had an RBI double his first time up. Gets his second hit as he hits it to right field. Takes a wide turn, but heads back to first. So Hurdle will hold him on. It'll bring up Bucky Dent. Flew out in his first at-bat. Throws over to first and gets back in safely. Here's the windup and delivery by Leonard. This will be a pop-up to Patek at short. Waves everybody off and retires his counterpart for out number 2. So that'll bring up top of the order Rivers. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Grounds this one to Hurdle up first. Takes in the bag himself, and that'll do it for the Yankees in the 5th. So halfway through, it's 2-0 New York. So Wilson to lead it off. Wilson flew out in his first at-bat. Gets one here, though. And just pops it up. Gets underneath that one. Didn't get good wood on that one. So 1 down here in the home half of the 5th. Brings up top of the order Brett. Doubled his first time up. Was unable to come around the score. And this time he'll pop it up to Doyle. So 2 quick outs here in the Kansas City 5th. Guidry cruising along here. And it's going to be a fly ball to left. White average range. 1 through 6 it'll drop in for a hit. And it drops in. So Brett has himself a 2 out. Oh, let's see what this is, though. The rare play here. Oh, one of those. So Brett takes too wide of a turn and gets... The throw comes behind him, and they get him, despite getting a hit. So once again, the Royals' base running affects them as Brett gets thrown out. So after 5 full, Kansas City trails by 2. I'm going to bring up Brian Doyle. He's 0 for 2 so far in the game. And he'll get his first hit of the day. So leadoff runner is on for the Yankees. Munson 0 for 2 up to the plate now as Hurdle holds on Doyle. And that's a ground ball to Patek at short. It'll be a range check, and that is going to be... He'll pick it up. He'll get in front of it. See if they can turn 2 here. Second for 1, back to first, and they turn 2. So that'll empty the bases for Jackson, who's 0 for 2 so far today. And range check on White. White gets to it. White, excellent range. Oh, but he looks like he bobbles it here. Can't make the throw. So Jackson will reach on an error by White. First miscue of the game for either team. So to bring up Chambliss is 0 for 2 on the day. Lines this one to Hurdle to end the inning, so the error does not prove costly. So far the only scoring 2 runs by the Yankees in the top of the 2nd, and they lead at 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. So Otis to lead it off. He's grounded out twice against Guidry. And this time he'll strike out for the third K for Guidry on the curveball. So Mr. Brody does not have much to say about this game today as he's conferring with Purple Monkey there. Sawing some wood over there. So John Wathen up now. He's got a pair of singles on the day. He's been the only one to really figure out Guidry consistently today. But this time he will be retired as he grounds out the Dent at short. So 2 up and 2 down for the Royals here in the 6th. Brings up Al Cowens. He's popped out twice today. Gets one to hit here though. And he'll lay off of it. And he reaches for the first time with a 2-out walk. So Clint Hurdle up now. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And he'll pop it up to Dent to end the inning. So all goose eggs for the Orioles as they trail it 2-0 as we head to the 7th. So it'll bring up Nettles. He's homered once today. Gets one in the wheelhouse here. And this time he hits the same column, but the different split number, and that will be just a fly out to Cowens at right. That one just short as Cowens catches it at the fence. So it'll bring up Sweet Lou. He tripled and scored in the 2nd and grounded out in the 5th. Pops this one up to Patek for the 2nd out of the inning. For Roy White, he's got a pair of hits today and an RBI. Double in the 2nd, RBI double, and a single in the 5th. This time Leonard gets him for his 4th K. So 7th inning stretch time here in Kansas City. So here's a trivia question brought to you by Mr. Brody and Miss Mags and Purple Monkey. Name the first black umpire. I have no idea on that one. So another tricky one brought to you by Mr. Brody, Miss Mags, and Purple Monkey there. And I don't know. So lock in your answers if you know it. Emmett Ashford, American League in 1965. So the Yankees are making a defensive change. Blair will bat first and play center. And Paul Blair actually did come in to pinch run and play center for Rivers. So Blair, an excellent defender with an above average arm in center. So a defensive replacement there in this tight ball game. The veteran Blair comes in. So Guidry here against the Royals here in the home half of the 7th. White will lead it off. He's flown out twice today. And this time strikes out for the 4th K by Guidry. So it'll bring up Patek. Patek 0 for 2 on the day. Hits this one to left. White's under it and makes the grab. So 2 up and 2 down for the Royals here in the 7th as time is starting to run out here. Still only down by 2 though. So Willie Wilson, the number 9 hitter up now, 0 for 2. And he strikes out, so 2 more strikeouts for Guidry in the inning. 5 for the day. And that'll do it for the Royals in the 7th as we head to the 8th. It remains 2-0 New York. So Leonard up to 97 pitches through 7. He's pitched well, but is on the short end of the stick. So Dent to lead it off. Dent 0 for 2 on the day. Make that 0 for 3 as he grounds one back to Leonard. Flips it to Hurdle for out number 1. So Paul Blair getting his first at bat of the day. Came in last inning as a defensive replacement for our Mickey Rivers. Blair hit just 176 and 78 with 2 homers and 13 runs batted in. Pops this one up to 3rd. Brett is waiting and makes the catch for out number 2. So Brian Doyle to the plate now. He singled in his last at bat, 1 for 3. Strikes out this time. So the Yankees go quietly in the 8th. Guidry back out there for his 8th inning of work. 96 pitches through 7. Nettles and Chambliss will play in on the grass against Brett. Brett is 1 for 3 with a double back in the 3rd. And it looks like he's going to have another double here. I see this one goes over Blair's head. As it bounces off the fence. So good start for the Royals here in the 8th. That brings up McRae. McRae's got a couple of hits himself off Guidry. A double in the 1st and a single back in the 5th. Pops this one up. I could have used the hit here. So 1 down here. It'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Otis. Otis hitless on the day. This would be a great time for his first hit. But he won't get it here as he strikes out. So second time Otis has struck out today. So it's up to Wathan if he needs to continue. He's 2 for 3 on the day. And it's going to be a range check on Dent. He'll get to it. And make the play to end the inning. So once again, the Royals get another runner in scoring position and are unable to deliver it, the run. And it remains 2-0 as we head to the 9th. So Munson lead it off, 0 for 3 on the day. Be a range check on White. White, excellent range. Gets to it. Fires to first. For the first out of the 9th. So it'll be a Reggie Jackson. He reached on the error his last time up, 0 for 3 officially though. This time draws the walk. So the Yankees have a 1-0 base runner here in the 9th. Chambliss 0 for 3 on the day. Gets one to hit here. And Chambliss is going to hit one down the line. That's going to go into the corner. Looks like they're going to hold Jackson at 3rd. So runners on 2nd and 3rd with the 1 down for Greg Nettles. Oh boy. Let's check out Nettles' card. We might bring in a lefty reliever if we have one. Ooh. Nettles has a good 1 column against the lefties too, so let's check out Piniella here. Deciding whether or not to intentionally walk Nettles. Oh boy. Let's see what we have in the pen here. Oops. Alright, so not too familiar. Oh, we have Hal Harboski, their closer. He's better against righties though. I think we're going to intentionally walk Nettles to load the bases. He's already homered today. Alright, so that's going to load the bases for Piniella, and we're going to bring in... Hey, Miss Mags. Miss Mags is joining the broadcast here. Oh, she's got something to say to Mr. Brody there. So let's see, who are we going to bring in now? Let's check Piniella's card again against the lefties. So Piniella is a... He's a 1 lefty, so he's slightly better against lefties. Pretty even, though. Decision here. So I think we're going to definitely take out Leonard there. Let's see here. Let's see. Check this guy out. Yeah, we're going to bring in their close. We're going to bring in Hrabosky there. So the closer, Hrabosky, is going to come in trying to keep this a 2-run game. Hrabosky comes in. He had an 8-7 record with 20 saves, 2.88 earned run average, 75 innings pitched, 52 hits allowed, 35 walks, 60 strikeouts, and 60 home runs allowed. As Miss Maggs is on the host chair here, let me know what to say here. And trying to give me some advice. All right, so Piniella comes up with the bases loaded, 1 down. Corners are going to play in. Hrabosky looks in for the sign from Wathen, looks at the runners, kicks and delivers. Oh, not the result we want. That's going to be a base hit to right. Jackson will score from third, Chambliss from second, so that strategy did not pay off. As Piniella delivers with a 2-run single. Now a 4-0 Yankees game. White up in there now. A White 2 for 3 on the day against Leonard. Grounds this one back to Hrabosky. And Niels Nettles going home. As Piniella takes second, so White will reach on the fielder's choice. So runners on first and second for Bucky Dent, 0 for 3. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. And we got to throw for the lead runner here. And Piniella will score. So the Yankees now with 3 runs here in the 9th have broken it open here. 5-0 lead. So that'll bring up Blair, who strikes out. So unfortunately, most of the results went off the Yankees cards there. And the Yankees plate 3, and it's now 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Guidry back in there to close it out, to finish it up, trying to get the complete game shutout. He'll face Cowens, Hurdle, and White if anybody gets on Patek. So Cowens 0 for 2 with a walk. Grounds this one, Dent at short. And he is out. So 1 down here in the 9th. It'll bring up Hurdle 0 for 2 with a walk. And he strikes out. Well, he'll strike out in a second. Fouls run off here, though. Now he'll strike out. So we are going to bring in somebody to pinch hit for White. Oops. Alright, so who do we bring in to pinch hit for White? Anybody good against lefties? Silverio, he only had 11 at bats. Jerry Terrell, not very good. I guess we'll bring in Darryl Porter, given at bat here. So Darryl Porter is going to come in and pinch hit for Frank White. Porter, 265, had 18 homers, 78 runs batted in. So Royals down to their last out here. We decided to go lefty on lefty. Grounds this one to first. Chambliss grabs it, races to first, and that'll do it as the Yankees shut out the Royals 5-0. So much the same result, despite having a different pitcher on the mound. The Yankees, they won the actual game 7-1, scoring 16. Getting 16 hits. They held the Royals. Actually, Jim Beattie and Ken Clay held the Yankees to held the Royals to just 2 hits in the actual game. So they did get 6 hits here, but did not get any runs. So the Kansas City Royals, like in Game 1, fall to the New York Yankees. So let's get the box score here. All right. Oops. Where did our box score go? Where did our box score go? For some reason, our box score has disappeared. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So let's check out the box score here. As Yankees take game 1. So Ron Guidry gets the win. Pitches a complete game, allowing 6 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Shutout. Dennis Leonard takes the loss. 8 1/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Pitched well up into the 8th. Halbosky pitches 2/3 of innings, allows 2 hits, striking out 1, but unfortunately allowing 2 big hits, breaking the game pretty much wide open. Let's see, Mickey Rivers was 1 for 3. Paul Blair was 0 for 2. Brian Doyle was 1 for 4. Thurman Munson 0 for 4. Reggie Jackson 0 for 3 without runs scored. So pretty much it was the bottom half of the order that really did it for the Yankees. Chris Chambliss 1 for 4 with a run scored. Greg Nettles was 1 for 3 with a solo homer. Lou Piniella 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. Roy White was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Bucky Dent was 1 for 4 with an RBI. For the Royals, not much there. Brett had 2 hits, 2 for 4. McRae had 2 hits, 2 for 4. And Wathan had 2 hits, 2 for 4. Everybody else was hitless on the day. So not much going on for the Royals. Although they did get a couple runners in scoring position early on, but were unable to deliver them runners despite getting base hits with runners in scoring position. Not sure exactly what happened there, other than the fact that maybe they weren't hit deep into the outfield, or the runners didn't get a good read off the bat. But still, with 2 down, you got to be running with 2 down, and the ball's hit. So anyway, so the Royals fall to the Yankees by a score of 5-0. So we'll be back with Game 2, which the Royals, in actuality, won. The only game they did win by a score of 10-4. And in the actual game, it was Ed Figueroa against Larry Gura. So let's check and see what the matchup is. So let's see if they give league stats here. Oh, here we go. Well, that's good. So we can keep track of the stats here. Compare. So this should be a 5-game playoff. I'm not sure why it's showing that, but anyway, hopefully it'll do that correctly. But let's check out the Game 2. All right, not sure exactly why that's doing that, but it looks like it set it up as a whole season, and I didn't want to do that. Oh, there it is right there. That's played. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, why it's not. I did set it up as a playoff, but for some reason it's not showing it as a playoff here. That's unfortunate. So I'm not sure exactly. It's a little. It was a little tricky to get it going in Strat here. I mean, I did set it up as a playoff game. I went under League, and I went under Create Playoff League, and I did create it, and it showed me creating it and everything. I put a name for it, but now when I see it in here, and I did have it listed under Playoff, but for some reason it's not. It's not doing it under Playoff here, so I'm not sure exactly what's up. Again, the Strat-o-matic interface here, not the most user-friendly. Definitely could use an overhaul. But anyway, if we have to, I guess we'll just choose starters and play an unscheduled game here. So I think we can. No. So let's see here. I think we can probably just go with a. I have to go with an unscheduled game. The only thing is it's not going to keep track of everything. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, anyway, it's the results that matter, so we'll just play the results to the best of our ability here. So yeah, I guess we can still do all this stuff here. Let's see what. Let's go. What game this day this was played on? This was played on the 4th October. Let's see here. Call that a night game. There we go. So this is picking Jim Beattie against Bird. So we're probably going to switch that around. We'll probably just use the actual starters. We'll go with Ed Figueroa. He probably would pitch next anyway. So we're going to go with Ed Figueroa here. And we'll go against Larry Gurr, like in the actual game. All right, so we may go with I'm probably going to go with. I'll just use these lineups, I guess. Take a look at them. But anyway, that'll be in the next video. So we'll see you in game number 2 as the New York Yankees take on the Kansas City Royals in the AL Championship Series here. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.